I was shocked, but I was worried as well for my future. Something that I am not proud of, but I had to do to save my career. But time flies so fast, and I did a lot of mistakes. I broke the production, I deployed wrong packages to production, but I still upskill myself each and every day. Remember, your social well being, your mental health is more important than any deadlines out there. Yeah, that's my advice. Never stop learning, never stop upskilling. You never know when you need it. I recently completed 13 years in IT industry, and here are some of the important lessons that I have learned over these years. I wish someone has shared me earlier. So here are the insights. Before that, if you are new here, my name is Piyush, and Cloud and DevOps is what I do all day long. My channel is known for simplifying the complex concepts into bite-sized chunks that anyone could understand it. So yeah, let's get into the video. Lesson number one, it's okay to stay in the bad job rather than no job at all. Just wait for the right time. I still remember it was year 2012. I joined Accenture in Bangalore, India, and at that time the project that I've got, it was basically a telecom client. My onshore team used to sit in Italy, and they used to send us the instructions, do these things and update these sheets, then update these documents and send us back, and they were doing all the heavy lifting. It kept going for another year, and I was shocked, but I was worried as well for my future, because if I keep doing that for another year, I will be obsolete in the market with no skills at all. So how am I gonna survive in the IT industry, and who gonna give me the job? So all those thoughts came into the mind, and then I decided to move from that role and to move to a different team. But my promotion was also due in that year. Yes, I know you might be thinking promotion for updating the Excel sheets. Yeah, actually, everyone in my team was doing the same thing, right? So it was more or less the same task that everyone was doing. So yeah, my promotion was due. So that's what I did. I took the promotion, and then at the same time I found another role in a different location. It was Pune location. I found the role, and I had to, like, first I requested my manager a lot of time, and he was not giving me the role off, so I had to fake a health condition. Something that I am not proud of, but I had to do to save my career. So that's what I did, and then I moved to a different role. So that was my first lesson. Don't bail out from a bad job. Lesson number two is look for the opportunities within your company in a different role before moving out to a different company. With those Excel skills that I have got at that time in 2012 or 2013, I couldn't have gotten a job outside, and I couldn't stay there for long. Basically, it was a trap. So this is what I did. I explored the opportunities within the same company in a different role, in a different location, and I got the success with some efforts, and I moved there. For example, if someone is trying to move from a production support role to a DevOps role, this is what I used to do. Like I started my career as a production support engineer, right? So if someone is exploring the same path, and if you are trying to go outside and look for the job as a DevOps engineer, you might face a lot of difficulties because you don't have the relevant experience as a DevOps engineer. How would you justify that, right? So it will be fairly easier. I won't say it will be a piece of cake, but it will be fairly easier to get a job inside your company as a DevOps engineer. Stay there for some time and then try to switch outside with the experience that you have got. Okay, so try this out first before moving out from the company. Lesson number three is prioritize growth over long working hours. It was year 2014. DevOps got introduced in my project where I was working as a production support engineer. So the transition started happening, and basically, we have been told to automate everything using CI/CD pipeline. So we started learning Jenkins, CI/CD, and then chef recipes. We started writing it, and a lot of other things. So Udemy and YouTube was not there. At least Udemy was not affordable at that time. So we only had few options to learn and upskill, especially these niche technologies. It was fairly new at that time. There were no books at all. So we used to get the knowledge transition from some subject matter expert that was hired from outside as a consultant, and we started learning it, right? At the right time, I understood it that this is something that is new, and this is something that is better than what I was doing already. So I started spending more time in learning it. Started staying late in the office, not because I wanted to stay in the office for a long time for promotion or for anything. It was because I wanted to learn DevOps end to end while working on it. And that was the perfect opportunity. Right. So I spent a lot of time in learning that. And fast forward 2025, while I'm recording this video, I'm teaching DevOps to everyone, and it wouldn't have been possible if I hadn't spent the time in upskilling myself at the right time. So it was a necessary move. And this is what I always recommend: spend time on your learning, on upskilling yourself, rather than staying late in the office to please someone or to do a task on which your job is not dependent on. Lesson number 4 is: think before you act. Think twice, think thrice, especially in production. Don't act too fast. Just take your time and then execute any command, especially in production environment. So same year, in 2014 or it was 2015, I was working on installing and basically setting up chef recipes on one of the pre-prod environment. I was doing some patching work as well. So I ran rm-rf star accidentally on the pre-prod environment. And that was not the worst part. I was actually logged in as the root user. So on the home directory with the root user, I ran rm-rf star. It started wiping out the entire domain, all the binaries, all the libraries, everything was getting deleted. I did not realize until for the next few minutes the command was not getting finished. I was thinking like, why it is taking so much time? This folder only had few files that I wanted to delete. And then I realized, so it was a major escalation on my end. My promotion suffered on that year, and a lot of bad things happened. But that gave me a valuable life lesson. Never run rm-rf star, especially with root user, and especially the star along with rm-rf. It will save you a lot of trouble. Lesson number 5: network within your team and beyond your team. Strong relationship open doors and foster collaboration. It was in year 2016. I wanted to move out of Accenture because of many reasons. Maybe I'll discuss that later on. But I wanted to move out, and I got a job offer, but it was in Bangalore. It was in a different city. And I wanted something in Pune because I was about to get married around the same time, right? So I wanted something in Pune itself. So I thought I had 3 months and I wanted to move out badly. So I put down my resignation and I thought, like, I have 3 months. So it's enough time for me to find another job in Pune itself. So that's what I did. But time flies so fast. It was about the end of my notice period. I was into the last week of my notice period and I didn't have any other job offer. So I had two options. One is to move to Bangalore, and I didn't know what could have happened if I did that. The other option was to take back my papers and join back the team again, which was against my self esteem and which I didn't want it to do. And then suddenly, out of the blue, because I had some good relations with my ex managers and with my colleagues, with my peers, one of my ex managers, Siddhant, if you are watching this, I owe a lot to you. So Siddhant reached out to me and told me that in one of his friends' team at Amdocs in Pune itself had a job opening and they want someone urgently, and I wanted the job urgently as well. So I was at the right place at the right time. So he forwarded my resume and then he also pushed from his side to get everything sorted out soon. On Thursday, I still remember, on Thursday I had the interviews done. On Friday, I got the job offer, and from Monday, I joined Amdocs as a level 3 support engineer. So I was at the right place at the right time. Plus, I had those skills as well. Maybe I was not the best candidate, but I was good enough to clear the interview. I was available to join the team, and it wouldn't have happened if I did not have the connection with Siddhant. So he helped me in getting that job. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been possible. Okay, so that was lesson number 5. Lesson number 6 is collaborate, don't just compete. Build good relations with your peers, appreciate them, help them when needed, and remember you are on the same team. While working at Accenture, I made some good friends. So, Kapil, Arav, Himani, who's my wife, by the way, we all were part of the same team, but we never competed with each other. And I did a lot of mistakes. I broke the production, I deployed wrong packages to production. I actually did a lot of crazy stuff, but these guys were always there to save my job, to save my back. And no matter the day, no matter the time, even if it was weekend, they were there. Even if it was 4 a.m. in the morning, they were always there. So that's what happened when you make good relation with your peer. That's what happened when you collaborate with them, when you help them when needed. It always pays back. So Kapil, Arav, Himani, if you guys are watching this, a lot of respect and love for you guys. Lesson number 7 is whenever you are angry, never send an email. So, this is the lesson that one of my leads at Accenture told me. So, Neeraj once told me that whenever I am angry, I never send an email. And he told me this because of an incident that happened. Like, I was really pissed off at one of my managers. So, I drafted a really nasty email. I CC'd my senior managers and onshore lead and forwarded it. Whatever happened next, like maybe it's a story for another day, or maybe we don't have to discuss about it. But Neeraj, after that incident, told me that whenever I'm angry, I never send the email. What I do, I draft the email, I keep that in my draft, and then once I am calm, once I'm not angry anymore, after a couple of hours, maybe I just reread that email. And if I still feel that email is worth sending for, even if there is nothing wrong with the email, and now that I'm calm, I can just go through it once, then only I send the email. Otherwise, I just delete it. Because the steps that you take with the angry mind doesn't do good to anyone, right? So never do that. Never send an email when you are angry. Lesson number 8, don't burn out. If you are overloaded, talk to a manager. Many a time it happens when you have a lot of tasks in your bucket, you are overstressed and you are overburdened with all those things, right? You have to complete all those things. But how do you do that? Like, what tasks to do first, what to do next, and how much time it's gonna take to complete all those tasks? So you keep asking yourself these questions and end up doing nothing, and end up staying late in the office, and end up working over the weekends and during late nights. So, what you need to do is you need to go and talk to your supervisor or your manager and ask them, what is my priority for today? Ask that priority, ask the business impact, and then start tackling those tasks as per priority, one by one, one at a time. Remember, your social well being, your mental health is more important than any deadlines out there. So you just need to communicate with your manager or your supervisor and get those priorities sorted out. Lesson number 9, let your work do the talking and stay out of office politics. In my first job, I got stuck in office politics. I didn't want it. I was never even part of it, but there were few people who talked behind my back to my manager, which restricted my promotion. I confronted them, things got messy, and then I decided to leave the company. Even though I did not want it, somehow my name got dragged into it and I became part of it. So try to keep yourself out of office politics as long as you can, and keep your focus on your work. Maintain good relationship, maintain healthy relationship with your peers. At the same time, keep yourself away from toxic people. Lesson number 10, promotions are earned, not given. You get promoted when you are already crushing the duties of the next level. So you need to focus on when you are trying to get promoted. Let's say you are at a certain level, you are at level 3, you want to promote to level 4. So you should already be doing the duties and responsibilities of level 4. So maybe ask your manager or ask your team lead or go and read your office policies, like what are the duties and responsibilities of the next level. So you should already be doing those things, then only they would consider you as ready for the promotion. Now, this advice is not applicable if you are a victim of office politics. So stay out of it. Otherwise, your manager will always find a reason and shove it on your face. He or she will always come back and say, "Oh, you are not ready for it," or "We don't have budget for it," or maybe he or she will blame it on someone else, like higher management is not satisfied with your performance, blah blah blah. There could be multiple reasons that your manager could give you if you are part of office politics. So keep yourself away from it. Again, the same advice that I have given in the previous lesson, but stay away from the office politics. Lesson number 9: go beyond your day to day task. Your regular day to day job and task would not help you much with the promotion. You need to take some extra steps as well, like mentoring juniors, like taking training sessions for others, like doing automation that could help save time and efforts of the company. If you do all those things, it will help you as a mentor. You will gain a lot of skills. You will be helping others, and your peers and your colleagues will recognize you, will appreciate you for all the efforts you are taking. So, in the end, it will help you and your team and your peers. It will help everyone. So, try to do this if you are aiming for the promotion. Lesson number 12: speak up. Have a strong opinion and be vocal in meetings. You need to be heard. People should know your name, and for the good reasons, not just by talk, but also with the work that you do while talking. So, by doing all these things, you get recognized among higher management, among your peers, and among people who have influence and voice in making the decisions around appraisal and promotion cycles. So, these things will help you grow in the corporate ladder. These will help you survive in the IT industry for a better future and for the career growth. Lesson number 13: if you need promotion, you need to ask. So, you need to schedule regular one on ones with your manager. You need to discuss your aspirations, your expectations. You need to discuss your career goals with your manager on a regular basis. And whatever discussions you are having, you need to document everything. This will avoid end of year surprises. For example, let's say at the beginning of the year you have set expectation, okay, so I am expecting the promotion this year, or I think I deserve the promotion because I'm already doing things of the next level. What are all the things that you think is missing in my day to day job and what I should focus more on? And your manager would probably tell you a list. Okay, these things is what we are looking for in a level 4 or level 5, whatever level you are aiming for, and try to document all those things and try to complete those tasks one by one, and keep having a feedback loop with your manager. Okay, so I've completed these tasks. If I'm going well, if you need to suggest any improvements, okay, and then keep iterating it. And then when the end of the cycle will come, then you already have all those checklist item done. And not just that, you have documented everything, plus you had the regular feedback with your manager. So you did everything that you were asked for. Now there are no year end surprises, because now your manager wouldn't have any reason to say no to the promotion if you have completed everything as per the expectation. But the very important thing that I have learned over the years in every company that I have worked for is, you won't get promotion unless you ask for it. You know, you need to ask for the promotion. Only then they will consider you for it. Even though you are crushing the goals, even though you have done everything as per the books and you are not asking for the promotion, they probably won't even promote you, that because you did not ask for it. So trust me, that happens in 98% of the times. Maybe there are some exceptions, but wherever I have worked, in whichever team, in whichever company, it always happened. So keep that in mind. Lesson number 14: embrace a learning mindset and stay curious. Keep upskilling and never stop learning. The tech is evolving too fast. Year 2019, it was around the time COVID hit. I was already working from home. I was working for a Canadian bank, but I did not have a lot of work. Maybe I was working for a couple of hours a day, and rest of the time I was free. So that's when I decided to resume my upskilling journey and to get out of the comfort zone and to prepare for my next role, because I was working from home and I started working from library. So I used to go to my nearest library, and then I started learning again from Udemy, from YouTube. I still remember I started Jenkins CI/CD pipeline course by James Lee, and then I also started watching some random videos around Jenkins and Chef Ansible on YouTube and so on. And I resumed my learning journey of DevOps. Okay. I used to do that, and when I was feeling bored because I was surrounded by books, I was in the library, so I just pick up any random book and start reading it, and then when I'm bored, I just go back to learning whatever I was doing. So that's how I kept myself with learning and upskilling all the time. I did a lot of certification during that time as well, because I had a lot of time in preparation and to give the certification, plus it was getting reimbursed from my company, so why not. And then I did all the upskilling and prepared for my next job. And after I think a couple of years, because I was not actively looking for the job at that time, I was just focusing on consistently upskilling myself. So and the COVID was also there, so I didn't want to change the job in between that. But in year I believe 2021 somewhere, I changed my job. I got the job as a cloud consultant as at another Canadian bank. And just after a few months, because I was already prepared, just after a few months I got the job into Google. And yeah, this is what I have been doing since then as well, even though I'm in Google for past 3 years. And I am not really preparing for any role outside, or I'm not really looking for any another job, but I still upskill myself each and every day. It's been 13 years in IT, and I still keep myself up to date, at least to my domain, at least to cloud and DevOps. That domain, I try to keep myself up to date with all the latest advancements, so that I keep myself upskilled, as well as I can teach everyone through this channel, through the tutorials, through all the videos that we do, right? So yeah, that's my advice. Never stop learning, never stop upskilling. You never know when you need it, because at that time, no job is safe. And trust me when I say this, no job is safe. And whenever you need a job, it will be hard for you to upskill at that time, right? So if you are prepared for that job, if you keep yourself prepared every time, then you don't have to worry about getting laid off, and you will always find another job. Lesson 15: have the courage to say no. Your company is not your family. Your family is your family. So give them priority and not to your company. Yes, your job is, your work is what pays your bill, what provides you for your family. But then you are doing everything for yourself and for your family. So make sure they are your priority. Lesson number 16: be humble when answering question. When someone asks a stupid question, doesn't mean that person is stupid. It could be out of curiosity. It could be that that person doesn't know anything about the topic that he or she is asking, or he's just genuinely asking that question to get to know from a layman's perspective. Remember this: if you are intelligent and a jerk, you are just a jerk, and no one wants to be with a jerk. No one likes a jerk. So keep yourself as humble as possible and keep yourself down to earth, so that people can come to you whenever they need any advice, whenever they need any help, whenever they want something to discuss with you. And that is also how you would make good relation. That is how you would be a good person, and at the end of the day, no one would remember you how much salary you were making or which company you were working for. At the end of the day, they will remember how good of a person you are. So focus on that. Last and not the least, play with the odds when it comes to acquiring your skills. My first project in my first company was working with a product called Oracle BRM. So it was a tool called Billing and Revenue Management by Oracle. Not a lot of company were using it, maybe a handful of company in India were using it at that time. Maybe 8 or 10 or 15 companies were there, and the location that I was in Pune, there were a handful of companies that were hiring for that particular tool. So, whenever I was trying to go outside for the job, specifically for that particular tool or the skills that I've acquired, I did not have a lot of opportunities. There were only a few companies. So, let's say if I applied for 10 roles, I mean, there are hardly any chances that I would get the job, considering the skills that I had also. Like, I was not like a subject matter expert, I was just an average guy doing some average work. So, I focused on Linux after that. When I saw the response from the market about that particular tool, I started expanding my skill set. I started learning Linux and I was trying to be good at it so that my scope will become widened. Now, I was not just looking for BRM jobs, but I was looking for anything that is closely related to production support and sysadmin. So my roles were opened after that. And then when I started learning DevOps and upskilling myself DevOps, then it opened a whole new world to me. Earlier, I only had 10 companies to apply it for. Now I could have applied for 200 plus companies. So there was a different situation that I moved to Canada after that, but it helped me after that as well. After coming to Canada, if I were just looking for BRM jobs, there were only one company that was working with that product. It was Telus Canada that was working on that tool. Still in Canada, there are only 4 or 5 companies all over the Canada that is working for that tool. So if I did not switch into DevOps at that time and acquired all the skill sets, then it wouldn't have been possible for me to get the job. And also, I would like to mention over here, now that we are talking about the job that I've got after coming to Canada. So, because of the relation that you maintain, you remember one of the lessons in which I've told you maintain good relationship with people, be humble, and be a good person. So, I'll tell you one more incident. When I came here, I was staying with a guy. His name is Puneet. Puneet is really a good friend now. So, and at that time he was just a stranger, uh, with whom I was just sharing the Airbnb when I moved here. We were from the same stream. We both were upskilling in DevOps. We both were looking for DevOps role. So he helped me a lot with the upskilling and the job search. So there was this one incident. I was going for an interview at a company. It was Questrade. I still remember the name. Questrade, basically it's a trading platform, and there was a role of DevOps engineer. So I went there for the interview, and then I have told Puneet after coming back that Puneet, I'm done with my interview. And then I got to know that he got the interview calls from the same company for the next day, and he did not go there. He told me that I also got the call, but I'm not going there. I'm just gonna wait for your results first. And I told him, what are you doing and why are you doing this? We just met. We are not even good friends yet. It's been just few days before that we met. Like, why are you doing this? And he said, no, like, we have been through this journey together, and I think I owe this to you. At least I cannot do a lot of things, but I'm not gonna go to this interview. I requested him a lot, but he did not go to that interview just because my interview feedback was pending. So moments like these we remember for a lifetime, and it actually leaves a very good memory on our hearts. So always be grateful for the people around you. And that's one of the lessons that I did not learn in the industry, but I learned as a human being. Always be grateful for the people around you who help you, who are there for you, and who actually do a lot of sacrifices for you. Puneet, if you are watching this, I don't know how to thank you for this, but it it meant a lot. I'm not sure if I would have done the same for you, the things that you have done for me, but you are a good person, and thank you so much for doing everything. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. I wanted to share my life lessons with you all. I hope I was able to inspire you in some way or another, and I hope I was able to share the message that I wanted to share. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch up soon with another video. Thank you.